අයිබෝන් අපි ගිය සතියේ සාකච්ඡා කළා 2020 MCQ questions ටික ඉංග්‍රීසි මීඩියම් ක්ලාස් එකේ. අද අපි ඩිස්කස් කරනවා structured question එක. structured question එක මේ විදිහට අපි paper එකේ question එකත් දකින ගමන්ම සාකච්ඡා කරමු. හරි ලේසි එතකොට. Draw the expected output of the following code segment when rendered by a web browser. You are supposed to draw the output here. HTML body. Then there's a table. The table has the border 1. The border is 1 pixel. Then in the first row, there's a heading called number. There's another heading called type. And there's another heading called city. Then the second row, table data item 1. Then the second data item, the row is expanded to 2, high. Then the third data item, goal. Then in the third row, there are only 2 data items, 2 and Jaffna. This is what you have to draw. It's very nice, very easy. So you can draw it in this manner. Just a table border like this. Then inside the table, there are cell borders, the number, the type, and the city, the first row, the labels. Since these things are, the headings, they should be in bold text in this manner. Then in the second row, 1, then row span equal to 2, so this expand to 2 rows, this manner, it's high, then call. Call, G-A-W-L-E, call. Jaffna. Is the table. First row, the labels. The second row, 1, high and goal. In the third row, 2 and Jaffna. This is the row span. Okay. මෙතන දෙන්න goal කියන වචනේ G-A-W-L-E. මම ඉතින් වැරදිලා කපන්න සිද්ධ වුණා. වීඩියෝ එක පෝස් කරගෙන ඔයගලන්ට මේ output එක අදින්න පුළුවන්. table board එක ඇතුලේ cell borders එන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් මේක type කරලා බලන්න ලස්සනට එනවා. මේ විදිහට first row, second row එකේ තමයි මේ row span එක තියෙන්නේ. 2 rows වලට ගිහිල්ලා third row එකේ උඩට items දෙකයි තියෙන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ අපි යමු ඊගාව question එකට. මේ part B එකට. Consider the following HTML code in which the lines are numbered to answer the questions in this part. HTML head, style, type equals text CSS, heading 1, heading 2, color is blue, then the style tag is closed. In head, inside the head, the heading 1, style, color green, title 1, heading 2, title 2, body and HTML. If you carefully go through this code, you can see this is an internal style. This internal style is applied to the whole web page. But there's an inline style. This internal style says that the heading 1 and heading 2 is in blue color. But the inline style for the heading 1 is in green color. It's in green color. So title 1 is displayed in green color. This heading 2 is displayed in blue color. So this title 1 is applied the inline style. It should be green. Title 2 is applied this internal style. It should be blue. දගොල්ලෝ දන්නවා CSS වල තියෙන styles කියන external style sheets, internal style sheets and inline styles. The most powerful one is the inline style. It is applied here even if the internal style is available. If the inline style is not available, then the internal style is applied. This is how it works. Then the second one, right? One advantage of defining styles as inline numbers 3, 4 and 5, 3, 4 and 5, or that of line number 8. So they are asking what are the advantages of these internal styles compared to the inline styles. That's the question. So the main thing is the style can be internal style sheets, can be applied to the whole HTML document. So if you change the internal style here, it is applied to the whole web page. If you change this blue into green, it's applied to all the heading 1s and heading 2. So it's very easy to maintain. So if you have an external style sheet, it can be applied to many web pages as well. You can link the CSS file into many web pages. So very easy things you can write down. It's very easy to update. These things are also answers. Easy to update. Right. You can pause the video and write down the answers. Third one, write only the content of an external style sheet to indicate the following. The style defined in the number 8, a CSS ID named appear to define the style of the font as Arial. You are supposed to write an external style sheet. So H1 color, COLOR, color green, semicolon, close braces. Then the IT selector appear. Open brace, font family, colon Arial. This is how to write the external style. It's not case sensitive, you can write in simple letters or capital letters, but spelling should be correct. This can be defined in a .css file with the extension .css, and it can be linked to any web page. Pause the video and write down. Then the next question is very important. It's based on PHP. Based on PHP. You can write down the answers here. First of all, you can pause the video. Then the second question, this part C. The following 4 PHP code blocks, which are labeled as A, B, C, and D, are taken from the code intended to retrieve data from a database to display on the screen. However, the code blocks are not in the correct order. We have covered the PHP now, it's based on, we discuss everything using the W3C examples, w3schools.com. So the same code is copied to the paper. That's why I told you it's very, you are really lucky to use the W3C, because not the other books, because the questions are made using the W3Cs most of the time. So let's say you want to get connected to a database. What are the things you have to do? The first one is this one. You have to create a connection object. You have to create a connection object. $con is the connection object. You can see Just go through the code. This one, new MySQL I localhost. It's the server. The server is running in the same machine. The username admin, password, and the default schema, the name of the database. This is the first one. The first line you have to use the D. I will write here D. Then the second thing is in B. Then you have to check whether the connection is okay. If the connect error, if there's a connection error, then you have to print connection failed and the error is displayed. B. Then you have to go to A. A is a string actually. Here you can see the SQL is a string. The string contains this SQL query, select item code name from product. This is the query. Then you have to execute the query. The connection, using the connection, you have to execute the query within bracket SQL. It is, the result is stored inside the $result. And A. Then the C. Here you can see a while loop. The while loop is used to print the output of the result. Result's number of rows is greater than 0. If there are data in the result, then it is this code is executed to print the result. මේ හැම එකක්ම මම line by line explain කරලා තියෙනවා theory class එකේ. මේ හැම එකක්ම මම print කරලා දීලා තියෙනවා ඔයගලන්ට PHP උගන්වද්දී. මෙන්න order එක DBAC. The PHP code actually should be here in this manner, DBAC. This is how to write the answer. If the above code blocks are in the correct order, what is the expected output if the product table has only the following values? Let's say this table is available in the product. This is the product table. So what is the output here? So to consider the output, you have to go through this line, echo code colon item code, then the slash and item colon the name of the item. So according to this code, the output should be like this: code colon P1 slash item colon pen, code colon P3 slash item colon book. This is the output. You can write down. You can pause the video and write down the output. Right, question number 2. In an emergency health problem where people have to stay at home for a long period, just like in corona pandemic, the shops within the area remain closed for regular business activities. Under such circumstances, the shop within a village or nearby town can help their community by practicing their business through e-commerce. Considering the above scenario, fill in the blanks. Fill the blanks in the following statements with suitable phrases from the given list of phrases. You are given list of phrases here. You have to fill in the blanks. In this emergency situation, shops follow the blank business model. Click and brick or blick and click. Here we have to copy them from here. Pick and brick. Then the second one, shops must use blank to allow customers to purchase more than one type of products in a single transaction. You know about the shopping cart, you can add the products to the shopping cart. Very easy question. Don't need to worry about these questions. Question number 3. The e-commerce site for each shop can implement blank, display their products to the customers with product catalog. Web product catalog. For business owners who cannot use payment gateway through online fund receipts, and for the customers who do not have any online mode of payments can still support through cash on delivery. Cash on delivery. What is meant by cash on delivery? The product is posted or brought to the customer's place, then customer should pay on cash and then buy the product. 5 is one of the best ways to reduce the overhead costs of delivery within a local area such as a lane, street or housing scheme. Lane, street or housing scheme. Group purchasing. You can purchase the goods as a group, so you can get high discounts. 6. The local shop owners can establish blank to serve their community better by enabling access to each shop service through a common portal. Online marketplace. Online marketplace. You can pause the video and write down the answers. Consider the part B. That's a Python code, and you are supposed to write the output here and also the purpose of the program. Goes through the code. L1 integer x for x in input split. What is the purpose of this line? Input the integers from the keyboard and put into the list L1. Then the second line, input the integers from the keyboard and put into the list L2. L3 is a blank list, empty list. Then using a for loop, you iterate the L1. The items are taken to I. Using another for loop, you iterate the L2. The items are taken to J. If I and J is equal, means the item in the L1 is equal to the item in the L2, then if this I is not in L3, at the beginning L3 is an empty list. If I is not in L3, then L3 append I, means I is included or copied or stored inside the L3. Then you sort the L3 and print. So now you can understand what is happening here. So according to their data, the L1 is 7, 4, 1, 2, 2, 8. It's the L1. The L2 is 8, 2, 4, 5, 6. L3 at the beginning is an empty. It's empty. These are the data items available. Then we understand how the output is created. The output is generated in this manner. This iterated using I, is using J. And J is going from the beginning to the end. First consider 7 and check whether 7 is equal to j. 7 is not available in L3, so 7 is not included to L3. Then I goes here, then go through the L2, 4 can be found in L2, so 4 is included in L3. Then I goes here and go through this one, so 1 is not available here, so not included. Then I comes here and go through this one, the 2 can be found, so 2 is not included in L2 yet, then L2. L3 is copied to, this 2 is copied to L3. Then here I, when you go through this, you can find 2, but 2 is already included, so no need to copy it back again. Then I comes here, 8 is available here, so 8 is stored here. දැන් මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? L1 ගේ item එකක් අරගෙන I වලට ඒ item එක J ඒ item එක L2 ගේ තියෙනවාද කියලා බලනවා. L2 ගේ තියෙනවාද කියලා බලාගෙන යද්දි L2 ගේ තිබ්බොත් එයාව copy කරනවා L3 ට. copy කරන්නේ හැබැයි ඒ item එක L3 ගේ නැත්තම් විතරයි. ඉතින් අපිට මෙතන 4 ගත්තාම 4 මේකේ තියෙනවා. ඉතින් 4 මෙතෙන්ට copy වෙනවා. ආය යනකොට 2 ඉන්නවා. 2ත් මේකේ ඉන්නවා. එහෙනම් 2 copy වෙනවා. ආයෙත් 2 හම්බුණාට මේකේ හිටියට copy කරන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද එක සැරයක් අපි L3 වලට 2 දාලා තියෙන නිසා. ඊට පස්සේ ආපහු 8 හම්බ වෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒක ආපහු copy කරනවා. මෙන්න මේ විදිහට තමයි වෙන්නේ. ඒතර ඇත්තටම මේකේ මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ කියන එක මුලින්ම තේරුම් ගන්න. ඉතින් output එක. දැන් අවසානයේ මේ කෝඩ් එක දිහා හොඳට බැලුවොත් ඔයගලන්ට තේරෙනවා. කෝඩ් එකේ මේ L3 කියන ලිස්ට් එක sort වෙනවා. මේ L3 කියන ලිස්ට් එක sort වෙනවා. sort වෙලා තමයි output එකට එන්නේ. එහෙනම් මේ output එක කොහොමද එන්නේ? 2 4 8. මෙන්න මේ විදිහට තමයි එන්නේ. What is the purpose of this program? What is the purpose of this program? Input පිට purpose එක ලියන්න පුළුවන් input L1 and L2 integer lists from the keyboard. First one, then L3 is empty at the beginning. L3 is empty at the beginning. And if any integer is available in both L1 and L2, then it is copied to L3. Then it is copied to L3. L3 contains unique integers. Output L3 after sorting ascendingly. Output L3 after sorting ascendingly. Ascendingly sorted. That's how it works. वीडियो को पॉज करගෙන उत्तर ලියගන්න. State 2 service models in cloud computing. What are the service models in cloud computing? SaaS, software as a service. PaaS, platform as a service. IaaS, infrastructure as a service. FAAS, function as a service. These are the four models in cloud computing. You can write down, they ask you only two. These are the four cloud computing models. Then the next question, what are the three steps in fetch execution cycle of a computer? What are the three steps? Fetch the instruction, decode the instruction, execute the instruction. Fetch the instruction, decode the instruction, execute the instruction. Fetch, decode, execute cycle. These are the three steps which can be used in fetch, execute cycle. It's very easy. Pause the video and write down everything here. It's available. This is the answer for the first one, the A part 1, and this is the answer for the part 2. Then go to the part C. Part B. Match each of the given sentences relating to computer networks with the most suitable item from the list below. You have to match ADSL connection, DSL connection, FTP, HTTP, internet layer, malware, phishing, TCP, transport layer, UDP. These are the given words here. You can see. You have to match a simple and query-based communication model with a minimum use of protocol mechanisms applied to the transport layer, UDP. Second one, the protocol for data communication in the World Wide Web, HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, User Datagram Protocol, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. The layer that defines the addressing and routing structures used for the TCP/IP protocol suite in TCP/IP model. In TCP/IP model, the network layer is called the internet layer. So here the internet layer. The fourth one, the process of attempting to get sensitive information from someone by pretending as a trustworthy person. It's called the phishing. The fifth one, the connection that allows the data communication at much greater speed and capacity than the narrowband services. It's ADSL. It's ADSL. These are the answers. මේ ප්‍රශ්න ඔක්කොම ගත්තහම මේ දක්වා කරපු ඔක්කොම හරිම ලේසි. ඉතින් ඔයගලන්ට මේ උත්තර ටික දැනගත්තා කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම මම ලොකුවට දෙයක් උගන්වන්න දෙයක්වත් නැහැ. මේ ටික ඇත්තටම සාමාන්‍ය knowledge එකෙන් ලියන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි මෙතනින් එහා පැත්තේ තියෙන question number 4 කියන්නේ ගොඩක් හොඳ ප්‍රශ්නයක්. 2009 paging operating system paging question එක කරලා තියෙනවා නම් theory හොඳට මතක නම් මම දැන් මේක discuss කරද්දී හොඳට තේරෙයි. ඉතින් අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම class එකට කලින් ඒවා බලලා තිබ්බනම් ගොඩක් වටිනවා. question එක try කරලා තිබ්බනම් 2019 එක කොහොමත් අපි කරා සිංහල medium revision එකෙත් ඒවා බලලා කරලා තිබ්බනම් වටිනවා මෙතෙන්ට එද්දී. ඒක ටිකක් ගොඩක් අවධානයෙන් අහගන්න මෙතනින් එහාට question number 4. ඉතින් මේකට බලලවත් නැත්නම් ඒ question එක ඉස්සෙල්ලා අඩු ගානේ වීඩියෝ එක post කරලා ඒ question එක හොඳට කියවලා ඉවර වෙලාවත් වීඩියෝ එක බලන්න නැත්නම් question එකවත් තේරිලා නැතුව උත්තරේ කොහොමත් අවබෝධ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Question number 4, it's totally based on the operating system lesson. Part A. An operating system uses process control block to maintain important information about each process. Read the following scenario and answer the given question. PL starts a spreadsheet program on a single processor computer to use the budget.xls file that he saved the day before. He also is running a web browser that he uses to check his email. At a particular time, the operating system changes the process state field in the PCB of the spreadsheet process from running to the blocked. Give one likely reason for that transition. So this Excel file, this process need to read the file, Excel process, or the spreadsheet process. Let's say it's the spreadsheet process. Needs to read, write, the file, or to input or output data. These are the things. When the state of a process changes running to ready, the value of the machine registers are stored in the PCB of that process. Why it is important to store them? So when you stop a particular process in the middle, everything related to the process is stored inside the process control block. So what is the reason here? The reason is when we need to restart the process, all the saved data can be taken from the PCB, so you can start the process from the place where you have stopped. Can start running the process from the place where stopped. From the place where stopped. Right. Then the question is based on file allocation table. Fact. The block size of a disk is 4 kilobytes. A portion of its file allocation table starting from block 300 at a particular time is shown below. It gives the blocks of maximum.py file as well. The last block of the file is indicated by -1. You know about the linked allocation. The linked allocation method is actually based in this particular, file allocation methods in this FAT system. Here the diagram, first of all, I will draw the diagram again. You have 303, 300, then space 304 and -1. This is the fact. The memory addresses, the 300, 301, 302, 303, 304. So how this file is actually created? This block, if you consider a block contains two sections. This section contains the data. This section contains the pointer to the next block. pointer to the next block. Let's say if the pointer is -1, so no next block at the end of the file. End of the file. If I carefully go through this one, according to this question, according to the idea, the question given here, 300, from the block 300. So consider this one in this manner. You have the block 300. The block 301, you are starting from 301. 301. This is your block, which contains data. This 301 points to 300. Points to 300. Then 300 points to 303. (303) points to 304. (304) points to -1. That's the end of the file. 302 is free. It's a free block. Okay. Then according to the question, write down the value of the important number that will be stored in the directory entry for maximum.py file that will help an operating system locate the blocks in that file. So this is the directory. The directory contains 301, which points here. The directory structure contains 301, which points to the 301. That's the first block. This is the first block. This is the second block, 300, the third block, and the fourth block. So there are 4 blocks. One block is equal to 4 kilobytes. So 4 multiplied by 4 kilobytes, 16 kilobytes of file. The file is called the maximum.py. This is how it is actually stored. It's the linked allocation. So for the first question, write down the value of import number that will be stored in the directory. This is the answer, 301. So directory points to the 301, which contains data. Then the block 301 points to 300, which contains data, and the pointer points to 303. 303 points to 304. So you can see from this diagram as well, 301 points to 300, which points to 303, which points to 304, which points to -1, means the end of the file. This is how the file is actually stored as a linked list. Linked allocation is the technology behind this one. Assume that additional improvements are made to the maximum.py file that results in the size becoming 20 kilobytes. So this will become 20 kilobytes. So you need more 4 kilobytes. You need more 4 kilobytes. Okay. Then what changes are needed in the FAT for this purpose? So here you have to remove -1. Then you know this 302 is a free block, so you can allocate this one here, 302, the fifth block. 302 points to -1. That's the end of the file. So now you have 20 kilobytes. This 302 can be, because it is free, you can allocate it. So what you should do, what is done earlier, 304 points to minus 1. So it should point to 302 then. 302 points to 302. Then 302 points to minus 1. Okay. So the points can be written in this for the answer question, for the answer to answer for the question number 2 is like this. Change the pointer of the block 304 from minus 1 to 302 is the first one. Then store data in 302 block and set the pointer of the block 302 to minus 1. Store the data in the 302 block. So you can write in brackets, within brackets, 302 was a free block. So it is used to store. So it is used to store new data. So now it's 20 kilobytes. හරි දැන් මොකද්ද මෙතන වෙන්නේ? මම පොඩ්ඩක් සිංහලෙන් කියන්නම් කාට හරි තේරුන්නේ නැති කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා නම් ආය පාරක් හොඳට පැහැදිලි වෙන්න ඕන නිසා. ඩිරෙක්ටරි එකේ තියෙන 301 කියලා. ඩිරෙක්ටරි එකෙන් යොමු වෙනවා 301 කියන බ්ලොක් එකට. ඒකේ පොයින්ටර් එකක් තියෙනවා 300ට. ඒක තමයි මේ ෆයිල් එකේ සෙකන්ඩ් බ්ලොක් එක. එයා පොයින්ට් කරනවා 303ට. එයා පොයින්ට් කරනවා 304ට. 304 කලින් පොයින්ට් කරේ -1 වලට. ඒතකොට 304 -1 වලට තමයි කලින් පොයින්ට් කරේ. ඉතින් 304 -1 වලට පොයින්ට් කරද්දී එතනින් ඉවරයි. බ්ලොක්ස් 4යි යූස් වුනේ. බ්ලොක්ස් 4යි යූස් වුනේ. දැන් එහෙම නෙමෙයි. දැන් තව බ්ලොක් එකක් ඕන 20 කිලෝබයිට්ස් වෙන නිසා. ඉතින් 302 කියන බ්ලොක් එක ෆ්‍රී නිසා මේ 304 -1 වලට පොයින්ට් වෙන එක -1 කියන එක අයින් කරලා එයාව 302ට පොයින්ට් කරනවා. 302 අර අමතර data ටික ස්ටෝර් කරලා 302 -1 වලට පොයින්ට් කරනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ ෆයිල් එක n කියන එක. ඔන්න ඔය විදිහේ චේන්ජ් එකක් තමයි අපි මෙතනදී කරලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් මේ ඩයග්‍රෑම් එක ඔයගලන්ට තේරෙනවා වෙච්ච වෙනස. ඉතින් අවශ්‍ය දේවල් වීඩියෝ එක පෝස් කරගෙන ලියා ගන්න පුළුවන්. කොතන හරි තේරුම් නැත්නම් ආපහු මේ ක්වෙස්චන් එකට පොඩ්ඩක් පිටිපස්සට ගිහින් හොඳට බලාගෙන ඉන්න මොකද්ද මේ පැහැදිලි කරේ කියලා. ලින්ක්ඩ් ඇලොකේෂන් කියන සිස්ටම් එකේ. ඒතකොට මේ බ්ලොක් එකක තියෙනවා කොටස් දෙකක්. වැඩි ඒරියා එකක ස්ටෝර් වෙන්නේ data, පොඩි ඒරියා එකක් වෙන වෙනවා ඊගාව බ්ලොක් එක පොයින්ට් කරා. ඉතින් අන්තිම බ්ලොක් එක පොයින්ට් වෙන්නේ -1 වලට. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒක එතනින් එහාට ඒ ෆයිල් එක නැහැ කියන එක. ඉතින් ෆයිල් එකක් ලොකු වෙන්න ඕන නම් අපි කරන්නේ තව ටිකක් ඉඩ ඕන නම් අපි අලුත් බ්ලොක් එකක් අරගෙන ඒකේ data ටික ස්ටෝර් කරලා අර අන්තිම බ්ලොක් එකෙන් ඒ අලුත් බ්ලොක් එකට පොයින්ට් එකක් හදනවා. ඒක තමයි සිස්ටම් එක. හරි? ඉතින් වීඩියෝ එක පෝස් කරගෙන අවශ්‍ය දෙයක් තියෙනවා නම් සටහනට එකතු කරගන්න. මේ තියෙන උත්තර දෙක. first one second. මේ part B. question number 4 part B තමයි මේ 1 2 දෙක ඩිස්කස් කරේ. part A තමයි අපි කලින් process management වලට කළේ. මේ storage space management වලට ඊගාව කොටස අපහු paging වලට යනවා memory management කියන section එකට. part C එක මේක හොඳ ප්‍රශ්නයක්. හොඳට තේරුම් ගන්න ඕන ප්‍රශ්නයක්. දැන් අපි බලමු part C එක. Assume that we have a computer that can use 16-bit virtual addresses from 0 up to 64K. Assume further that this computer has only 32 kilobytes of physical memory and that the page size in this computer is 4 kilobytes. The above 16-bit virtual address is made up of the bits of the page number followed by the offset. How many bits in the addresses are required to store a page number in this computer? මේ question එකට යන්න කලින් හොඳ පැහැදිලි කිරීමක් මම කරන්නම් ගණනය කිරීම ටිකක් කරලා ඒක හොඳට අහගන්න. මේ තියෙන data වලින්ම. Right. Consider there's a virtual memory. The virtual memory 64 kilobytes. You have pages. This one page is, according to the data, 4 kilobytes. You have a physical memory. This manner, so the physical memory so again the frames 4 kilobytes. These are pages, and it's 32 kilobytes. Just consider how many pages here. Number of pages. The virtual memory or the logical memory. 64 kilobytes divided by 4 kilobytes. It's 16 pages. Then bytes, page size 4 kilobytes. Number of bytes 4 multiplied by 1024 bytes. 2 to the power 2 multiplied by 2 to the power 10 bytes. 2 to the power 12 bytes. 16 pages means 2 to the power 4 pages. So for the virtual address, so you need 4 bits for the page number, 12 bits for the offset. So you have two parts, page number and the offset. The page number contains 4 bits. The other section contains 12 bits. 4 bits and 12 bits. So altogether 16 bits virtual address. This is about the virtual address. If you want something to write down, these are some of these things are answers. We'll talk about the answers later. Just have the background idea of the question. දැන් virtual memory එක 64 kilobytes, physical memory එක 32 kilobytes. Page size එක 4 kilobytes, ඒ කියන්නේ frame size එකත් 4 kilobytes. එහෙනම් අපිට පුළුවන් pages කීයක් තියෙනවද කියලා මේ විදිහට හොයාගන්න. Page size එක bytes වලින් ලියලා මේ විදිහට bytes ගන්න හොයාගන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට pages 16ක් තියෙන නිසා 4 bits ඕන වෙනවා page number එකට. 12 bits ඕන වෙනවා offset එකට. මෙන්න මේ විදිහට තමයි virtual address එකක් හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ. මේ ටික වෙනම ලියා ගන්නකො කටුවේට කොලයක හරි වෙනම note එකක් විදිහට දාගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ අපි යමු physical memory එකට. The physical memory. Physical memory size is 32 kilobytes. Number of frames 32 kilobytes divided by 4 kilobytes. It's 8. 8 means 2 to the power 3. Then you know the frame size is equal to the page size. It is 4 kilobytes. 4 multiplied by 1024 bytes. 2 to the power 2 multiplied by 2 to the power 10 bytes, which means 2 to the power 12 bytes. So the physical address is like this. P and D is the frame number. Frame number needs 3 bits. The offset needs 12 bits. Altogether 15 bits. Logical address 16 bits, because we have 64 kilobytes of physical logical memory, or the virtual memory. It contains page number and the offset. 4 bits. Here the 12 bits. This is how the physical address, the logical address is made. This is how the physical address is made. You have 32 kilobytes of physical memory and 64 kilobytes of virtual memory. That's how it works. Video ko pause karega na තොරතුරු ටිකක් ලියාගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ අපි question එකට යමු. The above 16-bit virtual address is made up of bits of the page number followed by the bits of the offset or the displacement. How many bits in the address are required to store a page in this computer? Question number 4, part C. First one. So you need 4 bits. It's the answer. 4 bits. The second part. The second part. User runs a particular program having a size of 32 kilobytes on this computer. Few selected fields of the page table of that process is a particular time are shown in the figure below. You can see the page table. The frame number is indicated in binary. The virtual address on page 0 are from 0 to 4095, and on page 1 are from 4096 to 8191, and so on. The present offset bit indicates the validity of the entry. If this bit is 1, the entry is valid and can be used. If it is 0, then relevant virtual page is not in the physical memory. Assume that in the above process, the virtual address wanted, the above virtual address is mapped into the physical address, and explain it. You are given to explain how this virtual address is mapped into physical address. We'll discuss. If you want to run something here, write down something here, you can pause the video and write down. Then we go to the next section, the page table. Okay, the page table is like this. You have the page number, frame number, present and absent values. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The frame number here related to 101. The 0th page is in the 101 frame. Present 000. 0 is not present. Available 000. 110 is 1. 011 is 1. 000 sixth one. 111 is 1. Seventh one. 000 0. Is the page table. So these pages are stored in these frames. Some frames are not present, so they can be considered as the free frames. Whenever necessary, you can copy. So assume that the above process virtual address. This virtual address is 011. This is the page number, and the offset is the offset for displacement. This one is mapped into the physical address. You can see 0011. What's this? 11 is 3. The page number 3 is mapped into this frame. That's according to the details. 110. This is the frame number. And the offset 000000000010. So above virtual address is mapped into the physical address, this one. So this is the physical address. You are supposed to explain this. So the page number 0011 is 3 is copied to the frame number 110. It's 6 according to the page table. You can see the page number 3 is copied to the frame number 1106. So when converting the virtual address into a physical address, so when converting a virtual address into a physical address, the page number is replaced with frame number. Page number is replaced with frame number. Offset is copied directly. ඉතින් 0011 කියන page එකට අදාළ frame number එක 110. ඉතින් ඒක change වෙනවා offset එකේ විදිහටම copy වෙනවා. ඔන්න ඔය විදිහට තමයි virtual address එකෙන් physical address එකක් හැදෙන්නේ. මේක තමයි එකට අදාළ explanation එක. ඔන්න උත්තරේ ලියා ගන්න. මේ තමයි second part එකට ලියන්න ඕන උත්තරේ. Third part, assume that there was a request for the address 001, 0000, due to the set of the task that the operating system initiated fulfill that request. The present or absent bit of the page number 6 in the above page table changed from 1 to 0. What is likely to 15 physical address that the virtual address 001 will be mapped into? So it's again a very good question. So it can be explained with the page table here. You need to have the page table to get the idea. The third question. The page 0001 page is requested. What is the offset? This is requested. So page number 6 in the above page table changed from 1 to 0. So this will be removed. Yes, this one is not valid now, 0. So this page 1 can be copied here. Okay. The physical address. So this can be changed. This page frame number can be applied to the page number 1. So you can remove this one. It will become 111. So the physical address is 111. Frame number, offset is offset. මේක තේරුම් නැත්නම් ආයෙ මම පැහැදිලි කරන්නම්. මෙන්න මේ page එක request කරනවා CPU එක. CPU එක මේ page එක access කරන්න request කරනවා. මොකද්ද page එක? 0001 first page එක. So මේ first page එක ඇත්තටම මේකේ available නැහැ. Available නැහැ. මේ වගේ එකට අපි කියන්නේ page fault එකක් කියලා. It's not available in the physical memory. So it's a page fault. In such a situation what we need to do, දැන් මේ වගේ page fault එකක් ආවොත් අපි මොකද්ද කරන්න ඕන? ඒ වගේ වෙලාවක කරන්න ඕන free frame එකක් හදලා ඒ free frame එකට මේ page එක copy කරන්න ඕන. දැන් මේගොල්ලෝ කියන්නේ page number 6 copy වෙලා තියෙනවා frame එකකට. අන්න ඒක 0 කරන්න කියලා. එහෙනම් මේ frame එක use කරන්නේ නැහැ. අන්න ඒක absent කරලා මේ frame එක use කරනවා page number 1 store කරන්න. එහෙනම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? page table එකේ මේ page number 1 වලට අදාළ entry එක මෙන්න මේ frame number එක දාගන්න වෙනවා. එහෙනම් ඒ කියන්නේ page number 1 කියන එක 7 කියන frame එකට copy වෙනවා කියන එක. තවදුරටත් page number 6 එතන නැහැ. එතන තියෙන්නේ page number 1. ඒ නිසා තමයි 1 කියන entry එකට මේක update වෙන්නේ. මේක 0 වෙලා. ඒතර මේකත් ඇත්තටම 1 වෙන්න ඕන. present bit එක. එන්න මේ විදිහේ change එකක් වෙනවා. එතකොට දැන් තියෙන entry එකට අනුව page number 1 එකට අදාළ frame number එක වෙන්නේ 111. මොකද අපි මේ 6 කියන page එක store කරපු frame එක තමයි අපි මෙතන page 1 එක store කරන්න use කරේ. මෙන්න මේ විදිහට අපිට physical address එක හදන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් offset එක directly මේ විදිහටම copy වෙනවා. මම හිතනවා තේරෙන්න ඇති කියලා මේ changes ටිකත් එක්ක. කාට හරි මේ question එක තේරුන්නේ නැත්නම් class එක stop කරන්න කලින් මේ video එකෙන් අයින් වෙන්න කලින් ඔහොමම ඔයගලන්ට පුළුවන් ආපහු මේ question එක ආයෙ හොඳට බලලා ආයෙ video එක මුලින් ඉඳන් ආයෙ සැරයක් අහගෙන යන්න මේ කරපු වැඩේ. එතකොට හොඳට තේරෙනවා මොකද්ද උනේ කියලා. ඒක සැරෙන් තේරුම් ගන්න අපහසු වෙන්න පුළුවන්. theory knowledge එක තියෙනවා නම් තේරෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඔන්න structured paper එක අවසන් කළා. මම හිතනවා හොඳට තේරුම් ගන්න ඇති කියලා. තේරුම් නැත්නම් ආයෙ පාරක් හරි කාලේ තියෙන නිසා හොඳට බලලා වැඩ ටික හොඳටම අවසන් කරගන්න. මොකද මේ වගේ question එකක් මම අනිවාර්යෙන් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා මේ පාර exam එකේදී. මේ වගේම question එකක් 2019 වලත් තිබ්බා. ඔයගලන්ට පුළුවන් මේ question එකත් කරලා විභාගයට කලින් හොඳට practice කරන්න. එහෙනම් හැමෝටම තෙරුවන් සරණයි. ආයුබෝවන්.